Hi and welcome to Life Impact TV. I'm Sean Brickell, the creator of Life Impact TV and the Life Impact System, which are designed to help you succeed more in your work and non-work lives, achieving the real-life results you so want by applying proven, practical and psychological confidence and communication skills. This is the fourth in a 5-part video series on how to achieve true life fulfillment as part of what I call the life fulfillment factor. And the fourth part is about our feelings. Now, far too many of us have an often contradictory tussle with our feelings and emotions. When something bad or brutal happens, we spend a lot of time, and invariably far too much time, feeling bad. And that's it. So many of us don't try and counteract that in some way. We just feel bad. Understandable up to a point, but not necessarily helpful. Whereas conversely, and you might say perversely, when something good or even brilliant happens, we spend little to no time celebrating that, rejoicing in that, and soaking up all the practical and psychological benefits we get from feeling good about an event as we see it and perceive it. And when you get that imbalance, it affects the way you feel about yourself, it affects the way you feel about other people, and it affects the way you feel about the world, which affects you professionally, financially, emotionally, socially, and particularly with emotions. It can start undermining the way you are as a person, therefore it can adversely affect the person you're with. And when things like that start happening, the sparks can fly and bad things can be said and or done. Interestingly, the US psychologist John Gottman did some research that found for a relationship to survive, an emotional relationship to survive, certainly long term, the frequency or ratio of positive comments to negative comments has to be at least 5-1. So in other words, for every negative comment, there has to be by your partner, or from you to your partner, has to be at least 5 positive comments. Otherwise, the relationship will fail. Then you really will feel bad. Then what would you do? Oh yes, but just confirm your suspicions. And you might say, yeah, but Sean, really bad stuff has happened to me. Bad stuff has happened to me, it's happened to a lot of you. But does that define you? Does that shape and steer what happens to you in your emotional and practical future? No, it doesn't. You have a choice when something bad happens. You can either feel wary and weary, or you can choose to find wisdom. Now, a lot of people think, yeah, bad stuff has happened and I've become more wary and just very weary, particularly when things go wrong emotionally. But then what purpose does that serve you? It's very passive and negative. You don't do anything positive to help you. Whereas if you develop wisdom, you're going to be more successful. So how do you develop wisdom? When something bad happens that somebody else has done to you or you've created, you have to ask yourself some very difficult, very delicate and very damning questions, to which you invariably get some very difficult, very delicate and very damning answers. But that's the way to find out about who you are, what you're about and what you can achieve. So you know how to avoid those situations in the future, or how to deal with them better. So firstly, you don't feel so bad. And then if you're in that situation, you feel bad and there's a greater risk that you're going to either sort of suborn your feelings or even switch them off altogether. And what use is that? You don't get to experience the broad blend of emotions and feelings, whether they be beautiful, bizarre, or even beastly, which can help shape your character, give you greater confidence. It's about having the courage to face up to the bad things that happen, whether you've been a part of it or not, whether you're directly responsible or not, to then take the action you need to. So when something bad happens, you feel bad, do 3 things. Acknowledge it, acknowledge what has happened and how you feel, but don't just leave it there. You then need to assess why you feel the way you do. And then, depending on whether you feel bad or good, then take the right action to make sure that if it's bad, you learn from it, and so next time you won't feel so bad. If anything, you might feel so good because you've dealt with a bad situation really well, and therefore when good things happen, you reinforce it. How am I going to not just reinforce it, how am I going to celebrate this great feeling? So acknowledge, assess, and then take the right action. And that will change the way you feel about yourself. And then you won't be afraid of feeling things, afraid of losing emotionally, financially, professionally. You'll become more fearless, you become more focused, and you'll become more fulfilled. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Life Impact TV. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like this channel, then please subscribe via the link you see now on the screen. And please shout about it to your family, your friends and your colleagues. I really appreciate it, as much as I hope they would too. And if you want access to even more great resources to give you the proven personal impact skills you so want, then click on the Life Impact website link you also see now on the screen. And remember this, you can achieve what's really important to you, often by daring just a little, particularly with the right confidence communication skills. So what you have to decide is simply, what do you want to do to feel truly fulfilled? And then, as you often discover, how little you have to dare to achieve the fulfillment, the happiness and success that you so richly deserve. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again next time on Life Impact TV.